Good morning, everyone. I don't know if you noticed, but we have a new splash screen to start the day. Looks like something spooky's happening in Pokémon Sleep. That's right, it's the start of the Cresselia versus Darkrai event. And, well, let's get in through last night's sleep research and get set up for the rest of the week. Ooh. It's eerie to see something dark and spooky. Usually, even just for Halloween, it was just all lighthearted. This is the first time it feels dark. Alright. Full 100 sleep score from last night. So, slumbering? Yeah, okay. 10% more than historical. Which is not bad, means that Geodude and Larvitar are on the table, just means Fuecoco isn't. But that's okay. At the weekend, I want where I'm getting the larger opportunity. 77 million drowsy power. Get the full 8 spawns and a little bit of everything showing up. So let's see who's at camp today. Geodude at top belly, alright. Cannot complain over that. We got Togepi hanging out here down below. We got Graveler, why not? Cubone, alright. Not bad. Some rock and ground representation. Another Graveler. Ooh, big boy Steelix. And Wooper. Well, would certainly love for that Steelix to be hungry, but we'll see. We'll see if my my luck pans out for that. That is certainly exactly what I want to see as the last sleep research before the new week starts. I have seen one before. But no hungry Steelix today. Oh, and I've at least recruited one, so I guess I'm trying to remember from when it actually showed up. I'm gonna have to dig into the archives and see what's going on. But we do have the Cresselia research bundles now available in the shop. Okay. Oh, and there! I didn't even notice when I went in there. You got the Cresselia biscuits. They're the cute little pattern. Alright. Well, let's use a couple of biscuits and see what the daily gift is today. So I only have the one Graveler hungry. Preferably, I want to try to go for the Geodude. Only for the fact that I want to get that full evolution. So, I think that's where I'm going to spend my biscuits. No big hit, so I only have to spend one, but that's okay. I'm still going to feed it one biscuit just on the off chance this is a critical capture. And it isn't. But at least getting started, so I got more to work with. But like I said, I'm gonna save my biscuits. We got 2 weeks ahead of us. Thankfully, we are going into a new month, so there is some more opportunity with some more missions for the event. Absolutely going to share out the Steelix. That's a great photo. But there's a lot of opportunity for more biscuits to come my way. And I'd rather just save those for Pokemon I'm going to be researching during this event. And a nice 9,000 to wrap up. 9,000 Dream Shards. And we're looking for ingredient finding and triple soybeans. And it's not. Anyone have money that, anyone betting that I wouldn't get that? I'd take that bet. Helping bonus, helping speed, ingredient finder, skill trigger, skill level up. Really great on the front half. Aside from not having inventory up, this is like pretty ideal for a loadout for an ingredient finder. Except for that nature. If I got careful, is ingredient finding down. Oh boy. Alright, well, that's not what I'm looking for, and we'll move on. There's plenty of other stuff to take care of today. Yes. So, happening this week, we've got the Cresselia versus Darkrai event. This is a good opportunity to just check in because our next step is to go through the weekly wrap-up and pick the next research site. So this is just kind of going over the event. So that'll be taking place from today through April 14th. We've got 2 weeks of events. This is happening everywhere, so it doesn't matter where you select to participate. However, there are some effects that are, some spawns that are catered to where you choose. So the big things, aside from Mago berries being set as a favorite berry, so that's important for team composition for the week. Things I want to find. Alright. Guess it's going to be, what I'm looking for is going to be found. There we are. That's what I'm looking for. So, psychic types will be boosted as greater appearance rates anywhere that they spawn. But on each of those spaces, you know, green grass has got the, well, almost has the widest swath. Lapis Lakeside actually has the biggest. But Cresselia will be showing up on all of these places to start with. So at least for the purposes, this actually then means you can go anywhere for this research, but then beyond that, Cresselia will only be showing up at Old Gold Power Plant. Is that actually... I believe that's in the Cresselia spawn notes. So it's viewable from this view. But this is actually really what's most important because it can show up everywhere. Just wanted to make sure everyone's making the choice that they can get Cresselia where they need to, but it looks like the start of for the research event, you can go where you want to. For myself, with this group, I'm still looking for a good Ralts, one above the 81, 82% that I've currently got. So that really limits me to just Lapis Lakeside. I'm also still looking for, well, we'll get into that in a second. We'll go over that right before we choose. The important thing there is Cresselia is showing up everywhere, so feel free to go where you want, and if there's a particular spawn, pick that research site. And today is the last day of the month. So it is your last opportunity. I did not pick up my daily gift after I fed those biscuits. Have I cleared enough space? I got that biscuit back. Net 0 biscuits. Love it. So at the time of recording, you will have 11 hours to get that last exchange. That's right. Oh, can I do that from this menu? Yes. Cool. just gonna do that. I'm gonna be getting some more items very shortly, and I just want to hold on to that stockpile. Alright. With that, ended the week on Master 10, so did manage to get some pretty good gains from yesterday. And this also gives me an opportunity to make a small aside, because this is something that I'm curious to hear your opinions on. I missed lunch yesterday, and this isn't the first time that that's happened. I've tried doing things like setting alarms. I've tried doing things like trying to carve out intentional time to get lunch, but the day continues to get away from me every now and then when I really need to make sure that I can get those 5 minutes to feed lunch. So I'm curious, what do all of you do to make sure you're getting those meals done on time? Are you setting a boatload of alarms on your devices? Are you just have the time available to do that? I'm just trying to think of some more fun and creative ways to make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. Because while I know like life happens and this is just a casual game, Sunday is particularly important, especially with, the larger pot size and larger extra tasty chance. So I'd like to try to make some sort of effort. I'm curious what your thoughts are. Feel free to let me know down in the comments. All right, let's get this event underway, shall we? And because I have max area bonus, that is just going to get distributed, that 5% across all of the remaining sites that do not have maximum research bonus. And thank you, Snorlax, for a great week of snoozy studies. Wasn't that big of a gain for the week, which is to be expected. It was a low-powered week. 6 handy candies, S-ranked week, and nice and consistent sleep across the board. Ooh. Oh, we're getting a call from Professor Neroli. Rise and shine. I've got special research quests for you today. There have been reports of Pokémon on Greengrass Isle being tormented by nightmares. Upon investigation, I found that the mythical Pokémon Darkrai's power was the reason. Its power to induce nightmares is very strong, but it seems Darkrai doesn't mean any harm. Also, Cresselia, a Pokémon said to bring joyful dreams, can dispel nightmares. If Snorlax's drowsy power and Cresselia's power were to combine, we should be able to dispel Darkrai's nightmares. So, I want you to work with researchers around the world to accumulate drowsy power. By sleeping alongside Cresselia, we can grow that power even bigger. So, let's conduct sleep research with Cresselia to start Darkrai's power at bay. To keep Darkrai's power at bay. All of them are like completely covered in this just darkish nightmare yuckiness. Alright. So, this is the opportunity that I always like. I'm trying to get in the habit. Take a look at, here's what I'm looking for, regardless of event. Well, event has a means to do with it, but when I'm picking a new island, this is what I want to take into consideration. So, still on the lookout for everything. Didn't have a chance to take anything off of the menu this week, so to speak. Did get some potentially good Larvitar, but not quite with the right sub-skills. So I'm still going to leave that on there for now. But because this week, not only do you have the Cresselia spawns, you have the increased Psychic type spawns, and it is also pseudo-balanced, meaning that regardless of what sleep type, you're going to get a little bit of something from every category. And since that is basically a recipe for all of the things that I've got hanging out on Lapis Lakeside, so that includes the dozing type being able to show up for Dratini, and I don't need to use incense to make that happen, to having Psychic type spawns boosted so I have more opportunities for Ralts, and slumbering if it happens, getting another milk Squirtle wouldn't be terrible either. So I think with that in mind, I'm going to be going over to Lapis Lakeside for this event. We've got 71% area bonus, so we've got a nice little boost, and then through this week that'll actually mean that we do cap out, which is great, which means going into week 2, we will have the full force available to get as much gains as possible, especially starting with that bigger Snorlax as well. It would be nice to get desserts and drinks again, because that is certainly the most powerful dish that I can make. Oh, but we get salads. Alright. Thankfully, Mago Berry is already in the lineup, so I don't have to worry about any berry shenanigans. And because a Blastoise was on the team, we get a nice little bonus. Let our team fully recover. Double stamps. So some honey and a recovery incense to get us started, to help us get that best rest. And I think it's time to change the digs around here to match. Alright, now we're a little more ready to tackle things. Alright, so got some fun new music to go along with it, so I'll be enjoying that throughout this week. It looks like we've got a couple of things to check out, so bear with me as I go through that. First thing is this event, Drowsy Power. So, it looks like working together with researchers around the world will be accumulating that drowsy power to help dispel Darkrai's nightmares. The next rank is going to be 40 million drowsy power, and it looks like that will be some Cresselia down getting rewarded. Oh, I'm just curious. Alright. Oh, these are moon phases! That's awesome! Oh, I would love that for, like, somewhere else in there, because that's just cool to know, because, like, it's part of Good Sleep Day, like, that'd be fantastic. So it looks like we've got rewards that include, they don't have the strength needed, I guess those unlock as we get the ranks unlocked, but ingredients tickets, mana incense, psychic type candy, friend incense, medium size, or just, it's hard to tell, it looks like a medium size handy candy, more Cresselia down, and then we've reached rank 1, we're at the start, but this is cool. I'm excited to check this back out as the week progresses. We've also got the event exchange. So starting us out, we've got a couple of Cresselia incense in there for some low amount of down. So hopefully through tomorrow's research, we should be able to get enough to at least get that started. So at least only tonight should be the only non-Cresselia night. We've got the biscuits in there as well. Handy candy, there's a main skill seed, a moonstone, and then we've got the candies there to round out. And then we'll get more added once we get to next Monday. Is that like last chance? Excellent. Moving on to our missions. So these will be the first set of missions. We'll have 14 days to complete these. All of them rewarding Cresselia down. So, unless I'm getting... Yeah, there's not enough through today to get the 80 Cresselia down needed for the incense. So, I couldn't get a nice little chunk though. Getting to Ultra 4 would mean... Oh, no, actually, if I got to Ultra 4 today, if that happened, that is theoretically possible. We'll see where things end up by the end of the night. I don't think that that's likely to happen, but stranger things have. And for our weekly rewards, our Master 3 reward is, and this is our first week with new Master 3 rewards in rotation, but I'm on Lapis, which was not in that shakeup, so this is going to remain the same. Our Master 3 reward is Stuffle Incense, which is good. Happy to have more of that. And just Befriend 10 and 15 biscuits. No candy usage. Yeah, no candy usage in this week, so no leveling up required. That's nice. Alright. Moving on, we have some news. We have some gifts. And looks like we have performance issues for sleep research. The now loading display won't proceed past that menu, so I guess if there's loading problems, there will be an update in the future. But it also looks like there was another update issued specifically for Android users. So make sure you got your app up to date. I know mine was not, so I will be doing that right after recording. And we've got a gift. We got a biscuit to get things started. Very nice. Okie dokie. Community, how did you all sleep right before the event? 43 reports. Very good to see. Oh, and because the event started, I'm also getting Cresselia down. All right. Game on to try to get enough Cresselia down tonight to get Cresselia tomorrow. All right. That's awesome. All right. With that, I've got salads for this week, so what is going to work best is just working with a dish that I can make pretty easily. So it looks like Calm Mind fruit salad is going to be the way to go. So apples, honey, and corn. So that should be a pretty easy team composition. This is a really dark map. Wonderful. I love these ingredients triggers. Thankfully, the Pokemon are slightly highlighted, so this does make it accessible to see them, but those corners of the map are very dark. Alright, so I'm nearly recovered most of my ingredients there. So, again, looking for apples, honey, corn. That is team composition I'm looking for. So let's get the team set up for that. So for Lapis Lakeside, in lead position, for our Psychic type, we will get Gardevoir in there. That does get some apples and corn. This particular one's got ingredient finding down, so it's going to be a little bit more of a struggle. But it also does have favored berries, so that's good. For corn, going to get our triple corn beware in there. For honey, we can get Venusaur on the team. They're just going to do an absolutely bang-up job because it's nowhere near 60, so that should just be tearing up on the honey front. For apples, I will get some from Gardevoir and from Nightcap Pikachu. And Pinsir will also throw in on that. So that'll also be great. So then really the only thing I'm missing out on... This is also why I wanted to get that... If I had that triple Applefoi Cocoa, this would be the space. Because unfortunately, the alternate ingredients... I mean, I have some that do have double apple, which isn't too bad. I could certainly use them if I really wanted to. So, like, I think this is my best candidate so far of at least getting that to prior to 60. And that's just what's unlocked, though. If I also just decide to leave that off elected and see who else pulls in. Alright, all I get is Delibird and a couple more Absol. I mean, I can use my shiny Delibird. They're gonna get... I can certainly get that leveled up. It's not as helpful. Well, I can keep that thought in my back pocket that if I do need to really start turning out on apples, I can certainly go to Absol or Delibird. Honestly, it doesn't, I don't think, really matter too much between the two. I mean, that Absol does have sleeping bonus, helping bonus at 50, but I don't have enough candies to get it there. And I just need to get this Delibird to 30. Its frequency is just about 40 minutes. And Absol's is 46. So the Delibird, I think, would have a little bit of a better turnout. But honestly, I think just getting in the triple Applefoi, or the double Applefoi Cocoa, just getting that up to 30, I've got enough candy to do so. That might be the better option of the two, and just evolve it. But I'll keep that as a break in case of emergency, simply for the fact that I think Pinsir can do a pretty good job of stocking up, and I should have a little bit of a stock to at least get the week started. And then for the remaining Psychic type, I can certainly throw on Munna as a berry collector. Now I have one with berry finding. Was it the first one? Yes. It just has it all the way at 75. I didn't bother getting any rings on there, so I don't know. Alright, so maybe I actually don't... Maybe I do have to effectively, or eventually, Cresselia will end up on the team so I can get that additional boost. So this is really just temporary. So maybe actually I'm just gonna do this now just to build up a stock of apples. And that'll at least give it a little bit more inventory space. In addition to a little bit of a bump in its speed. Yeah, so it's about at close to the amount of time that Absol's at, but it's going to only be getting me ingredients that I want. And that's fine for now. Like I said, this is simply for just to hold me over until I get at least the first Cresselia on the team. Alright, so let's collect that as well. Nice, get the rank up from the berries from last night. And because this is an event week, we've got 2 events. We want to maximize our amount of spawns, get as much down as possible. If you've got them, and I certainly do. It's also the last day of the month, and I did not use a good camp ticket. No, I might have used it at the beginning of the month. I got plenty. So we're going to get that boost in helpfulness out of the team, get an extra spawn. Wonderful Gardevoir gets that extra bonus. Alright, we are looking good. So the last thing to do, because I don't want to drop the incenses that I do need to, get a little bit more Cresselia down. Every bit helps. Make some breakfast. With that extra 35 pot space, I will need those ingredient collectors to really crank out. All right. Great start. Nearly 100,000 dish strength on that first cook. Woo. That is great. Catapulting right to Grade 1. All right. Things are looking good. I'm already at 37 So another 43 Cresselia down will get me there. So probably not tonight. I'll see what happens. But we'll do as best I can. And we'll see where things go from there. I think that's enough for today. I am already running super long, but this is a very exciting event. I'm super excited to see where things go for this week. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Thank you so much for stopping by. Let me know what your choices were for this week, as well as letting me know what you do to help remind yourself to get lunch in. Feel free to let me know in the comments below. I'll be back tomorrow morning with some more sleep research, see how things go, and hopefully we get a fun set of visitors. But until then, sleep well.